I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times, above all, protect yourself at all times. Let's go.
You let Bam Bam Rios do what he's always done. Teddy Atlas wants Tim Bradley now to skill himself past Rios.
Boy, does Tim Bradley have a mouse under his left eye?
It looks like it, Jim.
Could that be meaningful as the fight progresses?
If Brandon can connect with it and make it swell up, yes, it can.
I mean, if Rios can connect with it.
Rios, yes.
Round one begins. Bradley, and he focused on footwork. He said, is he getting to the spots that he wants to get to and beating him to that place? Is he fighting him where he wants to fight him? Those are the questions.
Under the crucible of the action in the ring.
That seems good.
I think I already see more foot movement.
He's dictating on what terms the fight is being fought too long to get countered after he gets his shots off.
And by doing so, he's limiting Rios' punch-out prefers.
But right now you see him sitting there fighting, Jim, because you knew it was going to come to this. As soon as he tasted enough leather, he was going to start fighting back. So I think shortly here, we're going to have us a phone booth battle.
We already do.
I think Bradley feels comfortable in there right now and doesn't feel that he's in danger. We'll see if he's right.
By Tim Bradley.
One of the things that Teddy...
Seconds to go in round one. Hard right hand by Bradley. Big left hook upstairs. Round one dominated by a Tim Bradley who set the pace and fought the way he wanted to fight.
Beautiful boxing.
Very beautiful.
Interesting that Brandon Rios is born in love of Texas, lived much of his life in Garden City, Kansas, has lived for the last several years in California.
Those started somewhat, but like that's a good hook by him right there. But the later the fight goes, the better he usually gets.
Bradley, jab, jab, jab. Rios misses with a left hook. Good hook to the body by Rios. Extremely prominent here in Las Vegas in recent years. Right hand over the top by Bradley. Draws oohs and ahs from the crowd. Another right hand by Bradley. Bradley is able to hit him pretty easily with headshots.
Yeah, but he's a light heavyweight tonight, Brandon Rios. So he does not have power in the light heavyweight division, but fortunately for him, he's fighting at welterweight.
Oh, good right hand by Rios as Bradley stepped away with his hands down.
Rios was able to start pressuring him and start dictating the terms of the fight even as Bradley was outboxing him. That did not happen in the first round.
100%. Rios made clear in the first 20 seconds of this round that it wasn't going to be like round one.
He's right where he doesn't want to be, which is right in there with Rios, because this is Rios' fight.
Yep, Teddy said he doesn't mind him in there for 2 or 3 shots.
Low blow by Rios was on the opposite side from Weeks. He didn't see it. Round two is different from round one.
And a good little chopping overhand right. Probably the best right hand he's landed so far. Landed high on the head of Brandon Rios, though.
First round and then again in this round, looking like he was the boss, like he was dictating. He did not have that same kind of intensity to start the round.
And that's what's going to cause Tim Bradley to have to sit down and fight a little bit more.
And they were responsible defensively, but they put on good fights, professional fighting.
Ruben Carter.
Good right hand by Bradley.
Oh, hard body shot by Bradley, and Rios momentarily bent over.
No, that was a low blow, Jim.
Low blow.
Yeah, that was a low blow.
And Rios managed to get Tony Weeks' attention on the low blow.
It was right in front of him.
Yep.
Making Tim work very hard to get him out of what the coach wants him to do. The coach wants him to throw 1 or 2 and leave, but Brandon knows if I keep the pressure on him, he can't throw 1 or 2 and leave. He got to stay here and fight me back.
Well, when Brandon Rios...
And that's what's going to make it very difficult and make it hard for Tim to do exactly what Teddy wants.
Oh, Harold, how do you have it through 3?
Okay, Jim, I got 2 rounds to 1, 29-28, Timothy Bradley. So left jabs, and he landed some good roundhouse. Fight his fight. But in round 3, Bradley seemed to take it away from him again. He outworked him just like he's doing now. Threw more punches, outworked him. Good defense, kept moving.
Bradley may be well served to go back to the body with that right hand.
Bad if he'd caught him, because Brandon wasn't ready for it.
That Timothy Bradley might be vulnerable tonight with Teddy Atlas. And as this transition takes hold but has not had time.
For both of them, because Tim will actually employ what he trains to do. But has there been enough time for it to, as you said, sink in, for it to become muscle memory?
And Rios constantly bearing down on you for 12 rounds. Good body shot by Bradley.
Right, Rios is an especially dangerous fighter, considering those circumstances.
Bradley has the quicker hands.
So that in the later rounds, he can be more equipped to get him out of there. He wants to wear Bradley down as much as he can now.
And he doesn't care how many times Bradley hits him.
But Bradley doing some smart things, going to the body hard.
Bradley should stay with that right hand to the body. That's been his best punch in terms of inflicting damage.
Oh, good shot by Bradley.
And clinch. Hadn't been too many of them.
The numbers, doesn't care how much he's going to get hit. He'll come on to overtake him in the late rounds. I think he might have become the best lightweight fighter in the world. At welterweight, it's a much more difficult proposition.
On heart.
But I know what Jim means, Roy, in the sense that
could Marquez, with his finesse, with his boxing style, stand up to the hard guy, Rios, who would have gone right at it.
Would have been a great fight, but I'll tell you what, this is a pretty good one right now.
This is excellent. And Bradley's landing some very hard, clean shots.
Yeah, there he is.
Likes to lead with a left hook standing in front of Brandon Rios.
Takes time to unlearn things.
Can stand back, look at Rios and extend his arms. He is totally dominant.
Jab and go get low and come over the top of Brandon's jab with an overhand right, then right on the button. That was a good punch by Tim Bradley, and he slipped Brandon's right. Once again, he comes over the top, this time with a more straight right hand. Brandon tried to roll the shoulder, but was a little slow.
That's 47%.
He's in very good shape.
Exactly. He's throwing some really good shots too tonight. You see him throwing some hooks with really bad intention on him. Something that I've never seen from him before.
Around his right eye.
There's Bradley's head on the side as Teddy wants.
Good quick left hook, and he moves away.
And he's doing much smoother, much quicker punches on the inside.
Four-punch combination, all with the left hand.
Rios can do the wrong thing all night. He only needs to do the right thing one time.
Pushing him back on the inside, like you said, Max.
Yep. And Garcia knows what he has in his charge because they've been together for so long. They speak shorthand in the corner, and Robert Garcia and Rios in the corner.
Seen Tim Bradley this effective as a combination puncher. The target is easy, or what
we've seen recently. You can see the change, and you can also see
Bradley landing 3 times as many clean punches as is the case for Brandon Rios.
And Brandon just slipped some punches.
Imagine that. A little bit more commitment in the ring. Doesn't like what he's seen so far.
I don't know what's wrong with Brandon Rios, Jim. It's not his night. Look at this. He's standing in the middle of the ring. You know, he slaps him a couple of times, and then he covers up. I mean, it's not Brandon Rios. Bradley moving, piling up points. Left jabs when he moves. Good. 5-1, Tim Bradley.
No, I see our game plan. Gets the way he wants to get to. You know, the whole idea is control.
Is he doing a good job of implementing what he's learned?
Yeah, very good. I mean, very good. Listen, you're kind of easy to impress anyway, Max. I mean, but no, I mean, listen, but it's not over. We got to do it all night long. Relent, whether it's his 5th round, 6th round, or 10th round.
Less than a minute to go in round 7. To be more like Brandon Rios and Roy Jones hasn't happened in this round.
No, Jim, I think a lot of lay off and you gain so much weight, your body gets used, and it's harder to get yourself back to being quick and sharp as you used to be. So it's looking tonight. So he has more days of training like this, your lay off.
Ready for the fire? Look, we're firemen. Okay? We are firemen! The heat doesn't bother us. We live in the heat. We train in the heat. Yeah, let's go. It tells us that we're ready. We're at home. We're where we're supposed to be. Flames don't intimidate us. What do? We control the flame. We control them. We move the flame where we want to. Let's go. And then we extinguish them.
To get that kind of urgency in a fight in which he's...
And Teddy just gave him a football speech in the corner, and Tim responded to it. You could see it. He was
look at this.
digging it.
Look at this.
Let's see if Bradley easy fights tough in the last couple of years.
I know the bulk of it is rehydration and the consumption of a glycogen-type fluid like Pedialyte. Sikimo, right?
Yes, it is. To base weight already in order for you to be able to go back there that quick. If it's not where you can.
He's quite open about it. And his camp is open about it.
I'm talking about the difficulty of dealing with Brandon Rios.
Well, he knows what he has.
And he loves the guy.
Come on, let him go, let him go.
Not his fault that he didn't fight in the year, I don't think. But Tim is looking very good.
And what he hasn't done, 290, 53%, twice as many, maybe 3 times as many power shots. It's just an easy, you're going to reel him in with an amazing knockout, or it's going to be more of the same down to the finish of the fight.
For those listening to us focus on Teddy and the training he does with Bradley, you might think, well, look, Bradley and Rios give it as what?
As a potential opponent for Pacquiao at 140 or 147.
As a potential Pacquiao opponent, yes. Crawford is in his physical prime and fighting in rarefied air right now.
Good shot by Tim.
What a body shot.
Yep.
He's a guy with a really good beard. Never stopped. But look what happens.
Down goes Rios on an uppercut following 3 straight super solid body shots by Tim Bradley. Punishment from a really good fighter who is fighting his best. And Brandon can't even throw. Down again. That's going to be the end of the fight. Yep. Tony Weeks is going to wave it off.
The winner by knockout victory and still the 2-time WBO welterweight champion of the world, Timothy Desert Storm Bradley.